Hi, my name is Kristen, and I am making this channel for the survivors out there for any type of abuse, emotional, physical, any type of assault, sexual assault, physical assault, anything at all. And I am making this channel to share my story and hopefully help everyone with my story. I'm going to try to talk about my story and the things that I'm going through, and if you like it and subscribe, you can also leave comments on my video and I will also read them on air and I'll answer them, so you can also do that. But I'm really set out to make it known that we are not victims, we are survivors. And to let me get to know you, you to get to know me, I would like to first tell my story. And now my story is hard for me to tell, but if you like it and you want to follow, that's great. But if you don't, then you don't have to follow. But everyone has a story, and I'm sure you do too. My story sets back in a couple of months ago. I was arrested in Philly County doing something that I should have been arrested for, and the cop detained me because he wanted to help me. Usually they let you go, but he did detain me that day. Excuse me. They sent me up to said jail that had a warrant for me. I can't tell you the name of the jail right now, I'm sorry, but I'm at said jail. I'm thinking it's no problem. It's going to be easy. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be out soon. It's all going to be okay. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And another girl, we'll call her Carrie, showed up. And we came on the same day. So we're next to each other in cells because for the first week they put you in a cell by yourself to classify you, get your medications together, things of that nature. So then they pair you up. Well, during that time I heard Carrie asking for her medications, and she explained that she was coming from another jail and she needed her medication. Now 4 days went by, no medication. I personally thought it was just drug seeking because that's usually what people do. Well, you'll see that it wasn't, but we got moved together. She was a violent offender. I was a non-violent offender. That's something else that should not have been, but it was. I got put with her. I was on the top bunk. She was on the bottom bunk, and we went to sleep. I even gave her my sweatshirt because she was cold. So we went to sleep, and I'm sorry, it's hard to tell my story sometimes. We went to sleep, and I did not know she was not okay. She woke up, I think it was close to morning, and she put my blanket around my head and hit my head repeatedly against the concrete wall on my right side. Now, I passed out, I pretty much think, and then when I came, she was still biting me and scratching me and trying to get me down off of the bunk, and I knew that if I let her do that it was going to be over. I knew she would really hurt me. She was saying she wanted to kill someone and then kill somebody else and then kill herself, and I don't know, I don't take that lightly. But anyway, the guards came, they broke it up, they took her away. I never saw her again. Found out later that she was released almost the next day. And I was in there for just a probation violation, and I got 6 months. So she had a violent crime charge, and she was let go the next day. And I find this out because after my episode with her, after my attack, my eyes started to fill up with black. It looked like black ink, but it was actually blood. And of course they took me to the emergency room so I can get a tetanus shot, but then they took me to Will's Eye, they referred me to. They thought it was an emergency, and it was, but they scheduled surgery for me and went back like in 3 days, had surgery. Everything seemed like it was fine, like it was gonna work. Then 2 days later, I take off the eye patch because I'm getting my drops administered, because they have to administer all your drugs, the jail does. And I look up and I don't see anything. I just see black. So I tell them, I'm not seeing. I only see black. I don't see anymore. So they called down to the medical room, and the medical room said I was lying. Now that prevented me from going to Will's Eye sooner, but I had to wait about a week or two, and by the time I got there, the doctor, of course, he said, "Why didn't you call me?" And I said, "Because I'm in jail, I can't call you." And anyway, sometimes I get flashbacks of it. I'm sure you as well do. Well, I went to Will's Eye, and the doctor said, "We're going to do another surgery." So that's good. He owed me another surgery, and he did it, and he did explain that it might not work, but when I woke up from the surgery, he told me that it was a complete, utter failure. And he also said that because my eye healed the wrong way all that time, that they had to remove a lot of scar tissue. So my eye had no chance. So my right eye is completely blind. How do I feel about that is, when I wake up every morning, I see Carrie. I see her. And I wake every morning and I'm blind. And that's a constant reminder of her and what she did to me. But I have a choice every day to let it get me down, or, I know this sounds bizarre, or use it and know that I'm strong from it, which is extremely hard. There are days that I cannot do that. It was just a really vicious attack, and I can't really explain any more. But I didn't know what to do with myself. I was alone in jail, without my eye, without seeing. And luckily everyone was nice to me, but I was there for a probation violation. She was there for assault, and she got to go home the next day, and I still stayed there for 6 months. Now it sounds like I'm hating on the jail. The jail did what they had to do, but they never contacted my lawyer. I asked to press charges on the girl. They said that that is not a possibility. They did not help me at all through this. I wrote to the warden specifically and asked him if I could press charges, and he said no. DOC inmates cannot process on other DOC inmates, which is a lie. But at the time, I have no family. Like, my family doesn't talk to me. Probably because they don't want a drug addict as a daughter. And that's another thing. I am clean for 7 months now. I live at a sober house currently. And to get back to the story, again, a little ADD. Yeah. Some days it's just so hard. And, well, I was trying to, I forget what I was saying. But let's move on. So the first couple months, I did not know what to do with myself. I was a wreck. I hated people for no reason, scared of people for no reason, not wanting to be around people for no reason. I really wanted to just crawl in a hole and die somewhere. But I know that wasn't the answer. I went into the hospital because I did have thoughts of wanting to hurt myself. They then helped me with some medication, which I don't take anymore, but they helped me with some medication because I definitely needed something those first 3 months because I had no idea, not how to deal with these kind of feelings at all. Now I'm diagnosed with of course ADD, but I'm diagnosed with PTSD, major depressive disorder, and anxiety. It's a mouthful, but that's what I'm diagnosed for. Part of being sober is I cannot take anything like a Xanax or a Klonopin like they want to prescribe me. How I feel about that is, even if I did take one of them, it just masks the hurt that I have inside. And as much as I want to do that, I know that I need to work through it now more than ever so I can try to get it before it gets me. I recommend a lot of trauma therapy, and I know a lot of people say this, but I'm starting trauma therapy and I think it's wonderful. Definitely get with someone that you know, though. Like, go for a couple sessions and then make your choice if you want to see them or not. There are a lot of counselors out there that specialize in trauma. It has to be a trauma therapist. They do great things. Now, medication, what I was saying is, they don't have a medication for the guilt, for the shame. They don't have a medication for the shakes. They don't have medication for loud noises. They don't have medication to just be calm. They don't. I'm on a little bit of medication, but I don't know what I would be like without it. But I do know that the Abilify they gave me, I quick got rid of it because it makes you gain weight, and I feel fine. Of course, I have these moments, of course, a little more so about me being blind and having to start a whole new way of life, because being blind in an eye and a half is really hard, especially when you used to have your vision before. It gives you a lot of new obstacles, like going to the grocery store and not seeing where you're going with the cart, or you're just so used to like turning around and going somewhere and then you hit someone because they're in your way. I can't drive anymore because of that one. But yeah, I bump into people a lot. I can't really hold a steady job that's fast paced, but I am looking into being an AutoZone retail associate, so maybe that will be a happy ending there. So what my plan to do is with this blog and with my story is, I hope that you all like it and you all pass it to different people. And I'm gonna be having these videotapes. I'm gonna make them every couple of days, and I want you to like them and subscribe. I don't know about YouTube, I think it's free, but you can like and subscribe, and I want you to leave me posts, like when you comment, if you want to leave me a particular question, or if you want to share something that you want me to share online, just tell me. Online share, ... Please read this, comment on it, because we're both going to heal together. That's my main concern. I don't want to place blame or anything like that. I just want to help all the people out there, men and women of all kinds. If this has ever been you and you're left with these type of symptoms, and you all have your own story, you all have your own symptoms. So I'm planning on trying to help you, and I'm no expert, but I learned a lot throughout the way, and I'm happy to share it. But I will close this video for now. I will be putting another one on in, like, say, a day. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe.